In this video, I'm going to be talking drawer latches for your van or RV. Now, over the years, we've tried tons of different latches, and a couple of years ago, we finally found something that worked really well for us, and we've stuck with that. We've refined it a little bit, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what we use and how we install them. So if you're building a camper van or truck camper, or if you've just got drawers that don't stay closed, then this video is definitely for you. So let's get into it. Okay, so there's lots of different options out there. I'm going to throw up some pictures because I don't have samples with me, but there's the standard RV latches, which are plastic and tend to break and don't work very well. There's the little push button latches, which work okay, but what we found, especially when you're using extruded aluminum cabinetry, it's hard to install the catch to have those things line up just right. And then with all the vibration of a van and things tend to just shift a little bit, then those catches maybe don't catch the way they did in the beginning. So they require constant adjustment. They're kind of a pain in the butt. Another one is kind of one that we used to use a lot, and I'll throw a picture up of this, is kind of a little catch with ball bearings, spring loaded ball bearings, and then kind of a thing that goes into those, and those ball bearings kind of hold it. But again, the problem with those is getting them lined up just right is tricky. And then with the motion and vibration, if those get off at all, then they don't work very well. So what we've settled on is magnetic catches. These are big, beefy, 90-pound drawer catches. They come in black or chrome. We've been doing a lot of black extruded aluminum cabinetry lately, so we've been using a lot of the black ones. But these are super strong. I mean, 90 pounds, they do not come open. In fact, if we get one complaint about these, is that they're too hard to open. But what we tell our customers is if you just kind of grab the drawer and just kind of pop it, they open pretty well. If you just grab it and just kind of pull, they're pretty strong and they can be kind of hard to open. So just kind of grab it, pop it, and they come open fine. When you close them, they latch really securely. The key to having these latch and be really strong is having everything lined up properly and having them adjusted properly. Now they do have kind of a slot for the screw, and so you have some room to adjust it, which is really nice. Now there's a particular brand that we use that we found work really well and have those slots. Some of them have kind of two holes, and those don't give you as much adjustment as the ones with the slots. So there is a link to these magnets that we use on what we call our DIY van build materials list. This is a Google sheet that we provide access to, and I'll drop a link right up here, and there's also one down below. You can get that sheet. It lists all the parts and products and materials that we use in our van builds that we've been developing for years, and this is a living document that we're constantly updating with new items that we find. If we find something better, we'll delete the old one, add a new one. So this is something that a lot of DIYers will bookmark and refer back to constantly. So these will be on the list, as well as the screws that we use. And the screws we use, that's really important too, and I'll get into that in just a minute. Now we use, like I said, the 90-pound we use for all of our drawers. For things that don't require such a strong magnet, like maybe your sink door or closet doors or something like that, you can use a smaller one. We sometimes will use 60 or 40-pound magnets on some of the smaller ones, but a lot of times we just use the 90s. But for drawers, you definitely want the 90-pounders. Now, if you've watched many of our videos, you know that we're big proponents of building with extruded aluminum. Pretty much all of our cabinetry we do with that. Occasionally, we'll do something out of wood. Like this van behind me, that closet on the left side is a wood closet and has a couple of drawers on the bottom. So sometimes it makes more sense to build a cabinet out of wood, but for the most part, we use the extruded aluminum. But just know that if you're doing wood, it's the same thing. It's actually easier to drill into wood, or you don't even have to pre-drill a lot. Just drill the screws right into the wood. But for the extruded aluminum, it's just a little bit trickier. So this would be the crossbar on our drawers. So we'll have upright drawers, we'll mount our drawer slides, and then we'll have a crossbar going across the front of each one, basically at the top of each cabinet. So we'd have another bar here, the drawer would be in the middle, we'd have another one, a drawer. Okay, so this is at the top of each of our drawers. We always make our drawer boxes 2 inches shorter than the opening. So if the opening is 6 inches, we'll do a 4-inch tall drawer box. And we always have our drawer faces overhang by 10 millimeters. 10 millimeters is, it's around 3/8 of an inch, but we find that it's just easier to do that in millimeters. So we'll have it hanging over 10 millimeters all the way around. Now you can do inset where your drawer face sits inside of the box. But again, with vans and shifting and vibration and stuff, sometimes those can be tricky to keep that reveal all the way around consistent because of the shifting. And so we typically will do the overlay drawer faces and overlay them 10 millimeters. But these will work either way. So what we'll do is we always order our extruded aluminum with at least one face smooth, and that's the face that's smooth facing out on our cabinetry. Now we'll sometimes do 2 faces smooth. This is called tri-slot because it has 3 slots and 1 smooth face. We also use a lot of bi-slot where there's 2 smooth sides and 2 slotted sides. And we'll do that on corners. Like if this was an upright and it was facing out this way and facing out this way, we'd have the smooth side on both of those exposed sides. For these cross members on the drawers, we always have that tri-slot and the one smooth side is facing outward. And then what we do is we just mount this magnet right underneath facing out. Hopefully you can see here that those slots fall right in the middle of the channel. And so I'm going to be able to drill right into the middle of the channel and still have some adjustment with that magnet. Okay, so if this bar was here, I would just find the center of this bar and then I would clamp my magnet in place. Now these magnets come with a plate and that strike plate is going to go on the actual drawer face. The way we mount these is we leave the strike plate on there. Okay, so it's centered on there. And then I would put this on here. I would clamp it in place. And then I'm going to adjust this so that the magnet is just sticking out just a hair past the face of this. In cabinetry or in woodworking, we would say it's a little bit proud. That strike plate is a little bit proud of the extruded aluminum face, okay? Just barely. I can just feel that sticking out just a hair, okay? And then it's gonna be like that. Then I'm just gonna take my drill, I'm gonna drill up into the center on both sides, and then I'm gonna put the screws in. Now I can't lay this down on the table with this clamp on, so I'm gonna take it off and just do it without the clamp, but just know that if you were doing it in the van, you would wanna clamp it and then do it. Now I will say it is a lot easier to do these magnets if you can remember to do them before you assemble your cabinet. So for example, if you're building a kitchen galley, before you install those crossbars, just go ahead and install these magnets on them before you put your cabinet together. And it's a lot easier that way, but you can do it afterwards. We do it all the time. Okay, so I'm gonna set this on here. I'm gonna have this like this. I'm going to use number 6 screws, and this is a 3/32 drill bit. So it's just a little bit smaller than the screws. And I'm just going to put this in here, and I'm going to make sure that I'm right in the center of that channel, okay? And I'm going to drill through. Okay? And when you drill into the extruded aluminum, there are 2 walls. There's one here and one here. You want to drill through both of those walls. Okay, then I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. Drill right into the center of that channel. There I go, through both walls. So again, I would be mounting my magnet just like this. But I'm going to turn it upside down to do this. Now the screws that we use, this is super important because the screws you use, if you use the right screws, is going to make this a lot easier. These are 1-inch number 6 screws. They are a pan head, meaning the head is on the underside is flat, and then they're kind of rounded this way, so they're flat there, and then they're self-tapping. So there's a little flange on the bottom of the screw that kind of cuts out the metal. And when you're screwing into sheet metal or extruded aluminum, it works a lot better if you use self-tapping screws. If you use regular screws that are not self-tapping, they tend to break. When you break a screw off inside of this, it's a real pain. You typically can't get it out. You usually have to shift your magnet over and redo it. But these self-tapping screws really work well. If you're looking for a really good impact driver, this is the Milwaukee Fuel Surge. And the Surge, it just kind of, it's a little bit softer, and I don't know all the technology behind it, but I believe it's got like a hydraulic, it's called the Surge, and you want the Fuel Surge, and it just drives screws into aluminum a lot better. It kind of has this slight little pulsing, and it's a little bit softer than the regular drills, the non-surge. I set it to a 1, so it's really soft. That way I don't risk breaking my screw. And then I'm going to put the first one into this hole. And it goes pretty slow. You can kind of hear the sound change when it gets in there just about right. And the nice thing about this setting on a 1 is I don't risk breaking the screws off, because you definitely don't want to do that. And there the sound changed. And once you get it in there, it's not going anywhere. Super strong. And then when it's on your cabinet, if you do need to adjust it, so I can, with a hand screwdriver, just loosen them if I need to, slide that, and because they're slotted, gives me a little bit of adjustment. Move those out, make sure that it's just a little bit proud of the extruded aluminum bar, tighten it back up, and I'm ready to go. Okay, so that is all it takes to install the actual magnet on the bars. The key here is these screws, and I will list these in our DIY van build materials list if you want to pick these up. So now the way that you actually would install this strike plate is really pretty simple. Most of these magnets come with a little bit of VHB tape. If it doesn't come with it, you can just purchase a little roll of VHB tape and put it on. So what we do, and it's double-sided, and the VHB stands for very high bonding tape. You're just going to want to put this on the strike plate, okay? Okay, peel off the other side. So now that's like that. So now I've got that strike plate with the tape facing outward. And so all I would do now is, if this was my drawer face, I would just close my drawer right against the cabinet, and I push it really hard. And this is why you want it a little bit proud. Okay, I push it, hold it for about 10 seconds or so, and then I'm going to pop it really quick, pull the drawer out like that, and you can see it sticks onto the drawer face, okay? And so now all I've got to do is, with the included screws, just put those 2 screws in, and now that's lined up perfectly. And it doesn't have to be exact. So if over time, like I was talking about earlier, if your drawers tend to shift just a little bit as they settle and things, if this moves just a little bit, it's not going to be a big deal. I'm still going to make good contact. But now you can see that thing's really strong. I just want to mention a couple of things we're really excited about. Starting in the next few months, we're going to be offering truck campers. Now, truck campers are really becoming the hot item right now, kind of like vans were a few years back. If you haven't ever checked out these truck campers, I'd encourage you to check out Earth Roamer. You can go to their Instagram and see some pictures. You can go to their website. They are amazing vehicles. Now, these truck campers are built on Ford F-550 trucks typically. Huge truck with tons of capacity. These trucks come with no bed, just the chassis, just the frame, and then the entire camper shell goes on the back of these. Now, these are not your grandpa's camper shells. Like when I was growing up, lots of people had the camper shells that were made out of fiberglass or FRP with some insulation in it, and they kind of just set those into the back of a truck bed. This is nothing like that. These are composite shells that are, the entire piece is one big piece. There's a subframe that will be building onto the chassis of the truck, and then the camper shell gets attached to that subframe. Now we partner with a company called Thrive Overland. You can see my shirt right here. Thrive Overland is based out of Dallas, Texas. We went down there just a couple of weeks ago and checked out one of their camper shells on a truck, fully built out. It's kind of their shop truck. They've really put a ton of R&D into developing these shells. Like I said, they're a composite material. They're coming out with one very soon that's a carbon fiber material. We'll be also adding a section to our website, thrivevans.com, where you can check these out, get more information. And if you're interested, we're offering some introductory pricing on the first couple of builds that we do. So if that's something you're interested, definitely hit us up. We're super excited to build on these because A, they just have more room. Okay, they're wider, they're longer than a van. There's a place for a fixed bed up over the cab, shower, large galley, large dinette seating area. We're also excited about all the straight walls. When we were down in Dallas checking out the Overland shop truck, one thing we got really excited about was just how flat everything is. The floor, the walls, the ceiling, everything's square. So really excited for the amount of creativity that we can put into building those because we have really a clean slate and lots of room to build. And that's going to allow us to collaborate with our customers and come up with some amazing spaces. We'll put the same level of craftsmanship and fit and finish that we put into our vans, we'll put that into these truck campers. Excited to start sharing that with you next year. And the other is a partnership that we have recently entered into with Grover. Now, Grover is an app for the iPhone and Android. I'm going to put a link down below because you're going to want to use our link to join so that you can link to our community within the app. This app kind of is like, in one sense, iOverlander, which I used to use a lot to find campgrounds, but I found that it's a lot more up to date and has a lot better information. So users all over North America are uploading locations where they stay. You'll be able to find great spots to camp, whether it's dispersed camping or a KOA or anything in between. But it's got some other amazing features. One is that it has a knowledge base on everything that we use in our vans. So whether it's an isotemp water heater or an aqua hot hydronic system or an S-bar or Webasto heater, there's a knowledge base there that gives you all the information about these. And it's driven by AI, but from what I understand, it's a closed system where it is drawing from this knowledge base. It's not going out to the whole internet trying to find this information. It's a knowledge base that's designed for camper van and truck camper and RV owners and builders and DIYers that will give you much more accurate, timely, and useful information about all the systems in your vehicle, troubleshooting, a community where you can ask questions. They've actually taken all of the videos that I've done over the years and culled the information from that and built it into this knowledge base. So it's going to be very specific to our van conversions. So I really encourage you to download it. It's a free download. Download it, give it a try, check it out. Super excited about it because we think it's really going to help not only our clients, but our entire community who follow us on YouTube. So I'd encourage you right now, click the link, go get that download and start playing around with it. Now, hopefully this video helped if you're building your own camper van or truck camper. If you want to learn more about the building process, how we do it, what products we use, tools, tips, and tricks, then please consider subscribing to our channel and be sure to smash that like button. And we'll see you in the next video. Jeff with Thrive Vans. Thrive on. See ya.